Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news. Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. Not literally, that would be disgusting. Anyways, first of all, Mr. Aonuma said something that I personally didn't think was super interesting, but for some reason all of the gaming media sort of leapt on this and was reporting this, and I guess I just don't get it. Basically what he said is, finding treasure in a Legend of Zelda game is one of the most enjoyable aspects of the game. It doesn't matter if it's just one rupee, opening the treasure chest and getting whatever it is one of the iconic, most enjoyable aspects of a Zelda game. And, I mean, yeah, I don't know why this is a thing that we're talking about. It's like, that's like saying Link swinging a sword is one of the most enjoyable aspects of a Zelda game. I mean, yes, that's a given, right? I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's that interesting that I'm telling you about it because everybody else is talking about it, so there you go. Our next bit of news is some gaming history news that I found surprising and kind of baffling, and I guess there is some question as to whether the original Super Mario Bros. Released on a console or an arcade system first. Now, there is a version of the original Super Mario Bros. That I saw in person back in the day at like a bowling alley or something like that, called Super Mario Bros. Versus. And I feel like you play it on like the setup is there's one screen here and another screen on the other side of it, and then you play Mario and Luigi against each other or something like that, but it's basically the same level design, basically. But they're not talking about that at all. They're talking about the actual regular version of Super Mario Bros. And that supposedly there are some reports that it released on an arcade system before on the Famicom, which I just don't know. As I'm reading these various reminiscence or reviews at the time, I just feel like there's possibly some human error going on here. It's relying on the memories of people who were used to you. You have to remember that at that point in time, game consoles weren't really a thing. It was all about the arcade, going to the arcade and playing the game, and then those games would get ported to consoles. So my guess is that these reviewers who were writing these articles at the time, sure, maybe it released on the console and then not too long ago after that came out in the arcade, but they experienced it in the arcade first because that's where you experienced games first back in the day. And then when they saw that it was on the console, they just assumed that it was ported over to the console because that was the order of progression back then. Back then, games did not release on a new game would not release on a console. It would come out in the arcade first. So I think they're just assuming that that's what happened, but there's no hard line facts backing it up. It's not like it came out a year before the console version or anything. This would be a matter of months at the most, so I think they're just remembering it wrong. And there's only a few of them, so I don't know. But anyways, the point is there's some question out there, which is news to me. I thought it was just commonly known. It came out on the console first, and then there was an arcade version of it. Anyways, now we know that there's some question. That's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys tomorrow for more news. Bye, guys.